Hey everybody, this is Silas with Thrive Spray Drone Services. Today we're out here at a solar site, actually just checking in on some work we did a while ago. Let's talk about seeding. So this solar project is about 55 acres out of a 80-acre parcel. We were just given a PDF map of the area to spread, so we came out here. I flew the drone around the boundary with the camera pointed down and just dropped points along the whole outside the morning of. When we spread this, it was pretty wet out. We had just gotten a bunch of rain and there was actually still a frost in the ground because it was about 30 degrees by the time I got here and it had been freezing overnight. So honestly, pretty good conditions for doing frost seeding, I guess, with the grass. So pretty good situation there. But being a solar farm under construction, there's a lot of traffic that came through here after the fact. So the stand is not as great as you would hope. I took the drone up and took some pictures and some videos, and it's just kind of sparse. You can see some pretty good looking areas, maybe where they didn't drive as much, and a lot of it is just all tracked up, and with the mud and everything they were working in, it just kind of made a mess of things. But I think we accomplished our goal of just getting some cover out here, at least for everything that didn't get drove over, and that was the goal of the project. So 55 acres, we spread about 60 pounds of seed per acre. It was a full mix, a blend of some natives, some oats, some clovers, just a bunch of different stuff. And we flew just right over top of all the boxes and the pylons that had already been drove out here. There was a bunch of stuff already in the ground, on the ground, and so we were able to just fly right over top of that without any problem and get the job done. We spread with a crisscross pattern, so I flew it north-south and then east-west just to make sure we were getting super good coverage, and I think that was the right idea for doing super light seed and trying to get a good stand. So this is what the grass looks like. You can see we got some boxes out here. The stand's coming pretty good. There's a lot of small grass still coming, and there's clover and a whole bunch of stuff in this mix, so it doesn't look too bad. But then you have this dirt track that obviously was drove over a ton and is very hard and compacted. And over here more grass, but even this, I mean, there's been people walking and you can see tire tracks coming through here. So it's just, the stand was probably not perfect, but considering the goal just to get something out here growing, I think we did all right. So I'll take you back to the day we started this job and kind of walk you through how it went, walk you through the operation. All right, so we just filled the drone up out for another pass, so I'm just gonna come out here and make sure our swath is looking good. So I set this up to be able to fly the field twice. They gave us a map, a PDF map of the areas they wanted spread, and then I flew the drone around the very outside and just dropped points on the corners where I could see where the field ends, the solar panel field. There was tracks from where they had tried to put a fence in as well, so that was fairly straightforward. Man, that's kind of muddy out here, thawing out now. But we're just gonna look at the ground and see what this spread job looks like as this drone is coming back. Take a look at it. What can we see? There's some oats, there's some grass seeds, some oats. You can barely see it, but there's definitely some stuff out there. The drone's coming back, so we're just gonna get kind of close to it and see if we get hit with any seed. This is one of the ways I like to do it. As you can see, there's already a lot of posts and boxes sitting out here, so there's not really any other way you could, I mean, I don't think you could fit a ground rig in between these posts. All right, yeah, so I'm gonna bring this drone back home quick and we will refill it up. Getting my boots all, my shoes all muddy. There was some frost in the ground this morning. It was below freezing when I started, but obviously it's thawing out now, so Apparently the solar guy says it's never too wet to work. So there's a bunch of ruts out here that I'm walking through. It's just kind of funny. This is the grass seed mix we're spreading. I think these are the largest bags I've ever seen. So they're 50-pound bags. There's only 50 pounds of seed in here, but they're only about half full. So this is what the mix looks like. We got some oats in there. If you look close, you can see some clover, and then obviously the rest of the grass seed is fescue. There's a label right here. It's upside down. Maybe I'll show you one that you can actually see. Yeah, so we got oats in there, some fescue, some bluegrass, and some clover, and then some sedge. You can see the pounds and the percentage of the mix over there on the right-hand side. So it's a fairly light seed mix. The oats helps a little bit with being able to spread, and clover you can spread fairly far, but that is why we're doing a 2 passes on this. Also because the wind is going to pick up just a little bit here this afternoon. So, not this afternoon, this morning. So I just want to make sure we're doing a good job. Narrow swath, double spread, should get pretty good coverage on it. That's our goal. It's not always about efficiency. Sometimes it's about how good of a job you can do. So our application rate is 55 pounds per acre. When I mapped this field out, they told me it was going to be 66 acres. It was actually a little less than that, so we're kind of splitting the difference. I'm upping the seed rate just a little bit because the acres are a little bit less than they said. So we're splitting that right now. We're doing about 30 pounds per acre, and then the second pass will be another 30 pounds per acre. So when the drone goes out, because we're doing such a narrow swath, I can actually get 2 fills per battery. I probably could get more than 2 fills actually. I just haven't tried it yet. It comes back after the first fill with about 70-ish% left, and then I just dump another bag in and send it back out, and then it comes back 30 to 40%. So I could probably almost squeeze another fill in there, but I just haven't been brave enough to try it yet. Does about 1.5 acres, maybe more per fill. Works pretty well. Had the sheriff just drive by, probably checking out what's going on. The security guy drove by earlier. They have a security guy out at this solar farm, and he was wondering what the heck was going on because the sun was just coming up and I was flying the drone trying to map the field out so the lights were on. But then he remembered that he had been told I was coming out here. They made sure everyone knew we were going to be out here with a drone, but it dawned on him that that's what was going on. Nice enough guy. Anyways, I'm filling it up about 50, 60, maybe sometimes 70 pounds, spreading that out, and then usually it's just a round down and back, fill it up again, do another round, away we go. So we got 36 acres done. Leaves us with 15, 20 acres left, and then we will be going the other way. So, beautiful morning for it. All right, so let's get a bag of seed, dump it in here. And then we'll take her off. And we'll see how much battery we come back with. Hopefully we have enough. I think we'll be fine. But it's nice when you can fill up 3 times on one battery. That really helps with efficiency because it's a lot faster when you just have to dump a bag in instead of swapping the battery out, letting it to connect, and then dump a bag in. So we're not waiting on batteries at all. Got 2 chargers running, 4 batteries, so that doesn't really concern us at all, but it's just kind of nice, makes it a little bit faster. All right, we'll get a couple more bags opened up for when the drone comes back. and we'll top her off. Drone is just about back. We still have 22%. That's pretty good. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. I normally just manually land it just because it seems a little faster than letting it auto land. It kind of depends what I'm doing. If I'm opening a bag or something, I'll auto land it. But do. And we landed. Bag. Work on my grip strength with one bag, one hand. 50 pounds. This will be my workout for the day. Battery on. Shake, shake, shake. Make sure to get all the seed out of there. And by the time I get back, it's not quite connected to the remote. There we go. So, not really too bad, and we're back in the air. I'm not sure what the turnaround time is on that. Maybe I'll put a timer in the video here if I remember. And see how fast that is compared to just dumping a bag in. It's probably not too much different, but and away we go. I can fit about a bag and a half in the drone, but at this point it's not really worth it because the drone will spread out one bag down and back, and if I were to fill it all the way up, it'd go down and then run out on the way back, and that's just a little bit inefficient, I think. At least for this job. Rather fill her up and get her back in the air. I'm gonna go put this battery on the charger and I'll open a couple more bags. All right, so while the drone's coming back, I figured I'd just take you guys and show you what we got on the trailer here. So this actually was my very first drone trailer, my first spray trailer, I guess I should say. Oh, we got a bag up here. I should probably go grab that before it blows away. Or I forget it. Anyways, this was my first spray trailer. Had it pretty much set up just like this, but right behind this generator here, right behind the generator, there was a couple tanks, and then back here I had a wood platform built. That all got ripped off. It was just a simple thing I threw together back in 2023. That would have been 2 years ago. But all we have here is just a generator, pallet of seed, 2 pallets of seed, and then that's it. I throw my chargers right here. I got 2 of them plugged in, wired over to the side of that generator, running full speed. So as I was saying, yeah, this is just a propane Generac generator quiet source. Running off propane. Got it plumbed in just right behind here. On the side, it's got a panel with a couple plugs right here. Normally on my big spray trailer I was running last year, I'd stick some wires out the side and run it into a panel that was mounted on the actual trailer. But I love this generator. It's nice and quiet. It's nice and quiet. The propane is cheap, and yeah, it's pretty nice. The propane tank does take up some extra space compared to, say, a diesel generator, but I don't know, I like it. So the drone just went out. That was my second fill on one battery. You can see my percentage is still at 66%. It took off with about 74% on the second fill, so we'll see if it makes it back and we have enough battery to do a third fill. We're gonna try it. You can see my parameters on here, 15 feet altitude. We're flying full speed. I have the spinner discs just maxed out. It's not gonna hurt anything on this seat, I don't think. I calibrated it last night, ran some seed through and did a calibration. on the seed, and so it was all ready to go this morning. We're using the large disc on here with the large opening just because they're small seeds, but to get the volume out, you have to let a lot of seed through to equal a pound, if that makes any sense. You can see normally when we're flying full speed, we're at about 40% open, so I don't know if the small gate opened all the way to the max would have been enough to get the correct rate going down. So that's kind of what we have for settings here. All right, so the drone just landed again, and we are at 47%. So I'm gonna fill it up and see if we can get another load out of here. It should come back with around 20% battery left, which is plenty.